Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to turn 43 of Pokemon Gold, where we are playing Cyanwood City. Let's jump into the turn. So, as many previous turns, we got a whole lot of shit. So we're gonna duck through everything really quickly and then try to hit the specifics and talk about what we are actually doing. So we hit Construction 7. Next to be researched up is Thaumaturgy 5. No new magic sites. We almost got assassinated, but we were able to defeat it. We did get assassinated, and this one hurts because this one actually was the one that had our Starshine Skullcap, and we lost that. And then we have a couple of battles all across the place. We attacked in Titan Steps and won. We lost in Kunal, but the fort still stands. We got attacked and defeated the attackers. Very nice. Attacked and defeated the PD. Got attacked. Were defeated. Got attacked. Didn't have anything. Attacked and defeated. Barely. Attacked and this is a big one. This is definitely one we're gonna watch. Attacked and killed 2 champions and a schoolgirl. Very nice. Got attacked, lost. Got attacked, lost. Attacked and won. Attacked and won. Attacked and won. Attacked and won. Got attacked, lost. Got attacked and won. Got attacked, lost. Got discovered and attacked in Violet City. Lost, but actually got a couple of guys killed, amusingly. So that's kind of fun. We're under siege in the Impassable Mountains. We're under siege in Kunal. Very important to note that neither of those sieges are popped. Got some stuff cured. Lack of supplies. Got some upgrades. And Saffron City has been permanently vanquished. And this is actually very interesting and good to know, because we were getting fucking harassed by Saffron City. And they died to the AI, actually. They got an event that got them conquered, I believe. So, kind of interesting. All right, so we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Oh, hold up, we gotta go watch at least one of those battles. I think the big one is gonna be this one. None of the rest really matter. Although I would like to show, right, that there are way more battles where we're attacking, and many of those battles than there have been previously. And many of those battles are actually victories. So that is very good for us. We are making moves, we're counter-raiding, we're not going down without a fight. And with this battle in Omicria, we're definitely not going down without a fight. So, we have this whole scenario, right? All our Machampions and Black Belts down on the bottom. With our kitted out Chuck here at the top. Very dangerous man. And we've got 2 Steelix champions. And very importantly, we've got a schoolgirl here. So, and we can already see that the body ethereal is on the board. So, body ethereal comes up. Oh, and a moss body, actually. So, who gets hit with the moss body? That's pretty interesting. Oh, he got hit with the moss body and the ethereal. So 75% chance of reducing incoming damage by 10 to 20 points, but will pop in a cloud of poison if the unit is wounded. That's very interesting. I think this actually was kind of important. Because of the flyers, the schoolgirl and the other guy get popped before they can do any other body ethereal cast or moss body casts. So we only have one Steelix champion that is moss bodied and ethereal. And it does happen to be the one that is horribly battle afflicted. So that is something to consider. But regardless, those 2 are going to be able to basically burn through the flyers without really any issue. The Machampions come in. And the Machampions are actually doing, as they have been, they're doing great damage against the non-ethereal Steelix. So that still works, right? We are still completely able to best a non-ethereal Steelix just with our Machampions. But as soon as Chuck gets in, ethereal or not, that guy just goes down. Like 2 quick hits, pop pop, that guy goes down. So now it's a dance between Chuck and this other Steelix to actually see if they can get close. And here's a very interesting part. I'm going to stop pausing because this is going to take a while. Here's a very interesting part of the game here, is this Steelix keeps getting fatigued. And while he's not moving, he's actually safe. It is the fact that he starts to trample around when he gets unfatigued, right? That causes him issues. Because as he moves while he tramples, Chuck gets closer and closer to him. It's if he were to stay in the box, right, he could freely just punch around and try to kill people. But as soon as he moves, that's when the issue starts. So we're going to have this happen here in just a second. Oh, and now Chuck is in. And immediately, a hit for 38, right? Oh, 43, and I think another 33. We got, just chunking now. We are just chunking. And that's basically what happens, is now that Chuck is in, this guy is regenning for a crazy amount, but he just can't out-regen the damage that Chuck is doing. With the hasted gate cleaver attacks, Chuck is hitting like a truck, and that is exactly what we are going for. So that's very good. Very, very good. So we kill 2 Steelix champions. That is 8 turns of recruitment. Now, granted, that would be all like, oh yeah, that's 8 turns of recruitment from his capital. But it's not 8 turns of recruitment from his capital. It's 8 turns of recruitment from literally wherever he wants to put that site. Which I don't know if there's actually a limit on where he can put the infinite forge. I think many of his locations have infinite forges. I know at least Greenwall does. Maybe that's the only other location. But regardless, right? Greenwall does not have, like most of our other places, it doesn't have very many command points. Ooh, well, it has more command points than that. So it would still be 2 turns. So, he can continue to produce these Steelix champions. And we're not to the point to where I'm like, yeah, we're killing them faster than he can produce them. So we need to cut off his production as quickly as we can, right? We need to kill the ones that we can, cut off his production as quickly as we can, and if possible, actually steal his production for ourselves. Okay? So we are making moves all over the place. And we actually have a little bit of income to do some things with this time around. Not much, but we have a little bit of income. So, yay! Alright, so we're going to take this in the different fronts that we've been seeing. So up in the Olivine front, all of the places that we hit last turn basically have been hit back. That's to be expected. He's counter-raiding very rapidly. Perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine, right? Something that I need to note is I can't just wait in my, and this annoys me, right? But if I conquer a place, like if I were to move into Banded Hills and conquer it, right? I can't just leave Cillian there on a wait command for him to take it back, because that is not a hide and wait command. You cannot, and I think this is dumb, but you cannot hide and wait in your own territory. You can, I think, hide in your own territory. Yeah, you can just hide like this, but you can't hide and wait. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Previously, the reason why this battle girl died and the reason why this battle girl died is because I just had them on wait. I wasn't paying attention to that, so they both actively fought when the provinces were attacked, which got them killed. So we got to avoid that in the future. So we are continuing to instill uprisings. We're continuing to raid around with Urborn and with Falco. We're continuing to raid around with Umbra. And we're raiding around with Wiglia. We're actually going to be sneaking onto Violet City next turn, and then attacking around to see what happens. Okay, so what else is going on? We'll go to the Saffron City front. This is a very important front. We need the Saffron City gem production. We need these 6 Astral Pearls, and we want to take away, we both want to take away the Infinite Forge from him, so that he can't recruit Steelix champions right in our face, right? And we want to take that away from him because we want to produce Steelix champions. And one of the reasons why we want to produce Steelix champions is because these guys are probably going to be our fastest route to Earthblood Deepwell. Earthblood Deepwell is a 6 Earth spell. These guys start with 4. They have 2 50s to get another one, which means they have a chance just to be 6 Earth on their own. Not a great chance, but a decent chance. And they have boot slots, so we can actually just put Earth boots on them. So all we need is one of these randoms to proc, put Earth boots on them. We have an Earth 6 mage, we can cast Earthblood Deepwell. We don't really have the gems to do that, but as soon as that becomes a possibility, alchemizing a shit ton of... Don't get me wrong, I like fire and I like water, but Earth is where the majority of our power lies right now. Alchemizing a shit ton of Earth and water to get... Or a shit ton of fire and water to get the Earth gems to do a good Earthblood Deepwell casting is would absolutely be worth it. So we want to make motions towards Saffron City, both to cut his production and get the production for ourselves, both in gem and units. So we're moving Robodan forward, right? This is dangerous. We do not know if he has more schoolgirls. If he has more schoolgirls, it is possible that Robodan runs into a force at Saffron City that he cannot defeat, and he gets defeated. That will be very bad for us. Hopefully that does not happen. But we'll see, okay? That's mostly all that's happening in the Saffron City front initially. We are actually moving Saika up here, sneaking into Welrid, but we're looking more towards the Woodlands and or Silver Grove to kind of like cut things off and go from there. We are moving a bunch of these acolytes into his territory with the intent of eventually getting close enough to preach against his dominion and increases unrest, basically. We are forging another ring of regeneration with Kathleen. We're researching with the rest of them. We are moving Dulgod back to Cyanwood City because he basically ran out of units in that fight. We're going to kit him up with a bunch more flyers, send him down into Olivine's territory just like Falco is, and go from there. And Chuck is moving with all of his units into Kunal. Now, we are at siege both in the Impassable Mountains and in Kunal. Chuck's going to go to Kunal because I think I want to make sure that I get that siege relieved, but also because I want to move on Three Pine Grove to stop his potential production of schoolgirls. The schoolgirls are complicating things. I do not need him producing more of them. We need to take that production away from him if possible. So that's what's happening in the Saffron City front. So moving kind of over into the Viridian City front. We already talked about kind of what's going on with Kunal. We're moving Chuck over in that direction. Chuck's script has changed a little bit, by the way. He is doing a Divine Blessing again, mostly because I don't think that I need Breath of Winter in the long run. But the majority of the setup is still actually. We're gonna... No, I think we're fine. Like, I'm not super worried about it. So we're gonna move forward and try to take out Olivine City in Kunal. In Viridian City, we're just mostly moving around as we have been, right? We're moving Ekkus down, again, just counter-raiding. We're actually moving Kathleen in and doing a move and patrol on Viridian City. There was another Steelix in this area, and I have a suspicion that maybe that Steelix will pop up and try to sit on Viridian City again. I want to avoid that happening. I think if Kathleen moves in, there is a good chance that these units can take out another Steelix as long as that Steelix is not supported by a fluffer. So we'll see how it goes. In Viridian City itself, really nothing is changing. We are putting more units into the training mills, and we're going from there, basically. To the Cyanwood City front. This is where a bunch of different action is happening. So we are under siege in the Impassable Mountains. We are moving Yazar with a small team into that area. Again, these are two Steelix champions, but we've seen if the Steelix champions are not supported by a fluffer, if they're not being given other buffs like Body Ethereal, then our Machampions can still do perfectly fine against them. That's going to change as soon as other casters get involved or other gear gets involved. But for now, we're going to try to knock them off with Yazar. We are also actually moving Zephyron here with a bunch of random units that we don't care about and in fact would probably like to get killed. We're moving him all the way up to Griffin Rock. And we're doing that because we want to start striking out at this AI and maybe striking up into his territory. Again, if he gets killed, if his units get killed, that's actually probably for the better because then we're not paying for them. Okay? We're counter-raiding with Zarin, we're counter-raiding with Benna, and we have a bunch of stuff going on in the actual city itself. So we're recruiting some... Oh, I didn't talk about recruitment. We were actually doing some recruitment in Viridian City. We're recruiting a Black Belt and a Crush Girl. The Crush Girl for more opportunities to take out stealthy units. And the what are they called? I just blanked. The Black Belt Go for more flyers. So we have some like Golbats and stuff like that in here. Like these, right? These are flyers that might do decently in a scenario. I think these guys are... No, these guys are floaters, so they don't count. But basically, we're just looking at getting opportunities for more flyers. We'll probably take these, and if they're the only flyers here, we'll probably run over to Cyanwood and pick up more flyers / teleporters, right, basically. And that's what we're doing here with these goes as well, is we still have plenty of flyers between Fearos and Bligers and the Shield Alakazams being teleporters, etc. We have plenty of individuals that can move out and actually fly around in his territory. And each one of these we are probably going to give some batches of these Pokeballs because... we're at this point to where we're trying to mitigate our income. Olivine is the big issue right now, so we're going to focus on trying to get rid of some of our upkeep issues, and some of the upkeep issue is the Pokeballs. We don't want to stop using them entirely right now. Like, someone might be like, well, why don't you just pull them all off? Well, because we're finding a use for what they're generating. We just don't care whether or not that use lives or dies, right? Them giving us flyers that we can use to raid his territory is going to be good and useful, but in the long run, we don't care whether or not they survive. So, magic-wise, I want to take a look at our treasury real quick so you can see what we're doing as far as our forging goes. But we're basically setting up different gear, right, for our different thugs. So you can see we're doing a golem construction this turn with Cameron the Photographer. That means next turn we are going to have access to putting all of these items on a golem. We're actually in discussions with Atlantis. We are sending Atlantis some lightless lanterns in exchange for dusk daggers and some gems, basically. So we're going to get some dusk daggers to do eye catcher dusk dagger builds. There is one item in here that we are missing as far as what I would prefer to use for a golem. And this is a kind of a dual item, right? And we'll actually go check over here. And it's so it's either Starshine Skullcaps, which come in at 10 Astral Pearls, which is why we don't have them, or it is oh, can't do it on that one, sorry. I remember. Or it is Crystal Coins, which come in at 10 Astral and 10 Earth, right? So the Starshine Skullcap is what we would prefer, but we don't really have the Astral Pearls to do it right now. Again, this is yet another reason why we really want to get Saffron City under our belt. Saffron City instantly adds another 6 pearls, so we're up to 11. At one time, we would have been up to 15, because we have a couple of astral sites around and about. And if I was given 5 turns to remote site search my damn territory, we'd probably have more. But we'll get there. No worries, we'll get there, right? And the reason why the Starshine Skullcaps or the Crystal Coins are important is because without them, the golems can't teleport, right? Astral 3 is when you can teleport. We have teleport. Teleport is very valuable. But we're actually in a weird situation. And the weird situation is that teleporting isn't as valuable now because of these Steelixes, right? These Steelixes are stealthy, so they are able to hit a province, stealth, hit a province, stealth, hit a province, stealth, rinse and repeat. You can't... I don't think you can magic phase a stealthing unit. Which means we can't just see whenever, oh, the Steelix is here, teleport to him and kill him. Oh, the Steelix is here, teleport to him and kill him. I think that's probably going to be the number 1, maybe number 2 recommendation I have to Honored about balancing the Steelixes. I do not mind that these Steelixes are incredibly powerful, right? They just need to have some weak points. One, they should not have crazy high magic resistance, because that needs to be a way to deal with them. They can have high magic resistance, but not crazy high magic resistance. Having like a base of, let's see, what do they have? They have a base of 21 is insane. That base should be more like 17, 18, maybe, and even that's pretty high, right? Considering all the rest of the stats that they have, but that's doable, right? You can deal with it, right? If he had 17 or 18 magic resistance, then he would actually have to buff it to resist things like Soul Slay, etc., right? Soul Slay, Enslave Mind, Charm, Disintegrate, all of those types of things, he would actually have to buff his resistance to resist. Right now, it's like an afterthought, you know? So that being said, I think that's definitely something that needs to happen. But then the second thing that needs to happen is these big rock boys don't need to be stealthy. There's no reason why a big rock snake would be stealthy in the first place. And we need to be able to magic phase them to counter them, right? Magic phase, like teleport in, cloud trapeze in, etc. So I think that should be a change. And that is an influence on why, or whether or not the golem is going to be a very good unit to counter the rock snakes. Now I think in a matchup they're gonna do good, right? But not being able to catch them in the magic phase is going to be a problem. Now, That doesn't mean that the golems aren't going to be useful counter thugs, because I can put them in location. Like, I can put a golem in the Saffron quadrant, right? And then he has to worry about encountering that golem. I can put a golem over in the Viridian City quadrant, or in the Cyanwood City quadrant. I can put a golem in his territory, and then he has to figure out, how do I counter this golem? What do I do about this golem? And I don't know that he has a lot of really good options. He might have more schoolgirls than I am aware of, and he might take those schoolgirls and just obliterate a golem. But if he does, we learn our lesson and we adjust from there. Okay? So, we are doing a golem. That's what's going on. That golem is probably not... I might just turn around and put the crystal coin on the golem, but I probably will not. This first golem is probably just going to stay in Astral 2, and we're going to have to sit for a little while. The next golem will probably have a Starshine Skullcap instead of a Dragon Helm, and have the ability to teleport around a little bit. We'll probably use... What we'll probably do is... Shit. What we'll probably do is we will probably replace the Armor of Knights with the... what is it? The Red Dragon Armor or whatever. And we'll replace a Dragon Helmet with a Starshine Skullcap. But that's going to be on the occasion, right? That's going to be the exception, not the rule, until we can start affording that easily. We're also doing more Ring of Warnings. We're going to start gearing up... Not Shaikal. We're going to start gearing up Zinvil. He is a Priest 3. And what we need right now is we need little units... or smaller units that are capable of taking on a single Steelix or two Steelixes, right? And I think we can do that with about 20 or so. This is the unit that Yazar has. About 20 to 30 black belts. And whether those are black belts in the Prodigies or black belts in the Shield, I don't think matters. So this unit is pretty close to having that 20 requisite. So we're going to start gearing out Zinvil so that when that unit is ready, he can start going out and trying to catch Steelixes as well. Okay. So to that end, we're doing the Ring of Warning. We're going to do a Crown of Lead. We're doing a... Oh, I think we are... Oh, we're doing a Lodestone Amulet, and we already have an Anti-Magic Amulet, so... he should be good as far as that goes. We're also doing some Lightless Lanterns and some Owl Quills still, and you might notice we are doing a Rock University. This is another thing that we unlocked with, on Enchantment 7, Construction 7, we have a Rock University, and this is experience, 16 experience per turn. We have been operating on the high schools, having 8 experience per turn, and actually, how much experience does he have? He has 890... We're going to do this, now that I'm thinking about it. We're going to send Zinvil to Pokemon School. So the purpose of this is to kind of increase the amount of leadership, give him a jump start on the amount of leadership he gets. I think at 20 or 30, maybe at 50, there's a break point where you get a nice chunk of leadership added. It doesn't allow you to do formations or anything like that, but we don't really need formations on these guys. We just need them to be able to hold more people on the occasion. So that does allow us to that. Find someone else who does not have a Owl Quill, which is pretty rare. Not having an Owl Quill these days is pretty rare for most of my units. So we might not be able to... Ah, here we go. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so we're building a Rock University. This is good. This is going to give us the ability to get these guys up to black belts literally twice as fast. So that's very nice. I think that is mostly it for the turn. We're making moves all over the place. We have a successful counter thug. This is good for us. This is very good for us. What is this? Why is she... I just clicked something random. We're not doing that. We're just hiding here. I was like, what is going on there? We're making a lot of moves. I think this turn has shown that some of the options we're going with are proving successful. The counter rating that we're doing is helping us. The anti-Steelix counter measures that we're developing are working. I don't know how long they're going to work, but they are currently working, right? So, I think that's it for now. Hopefully the next couple turns are our proof of concept, and we can move forward to a victory over Olivine City. And after that, hopefully the world. Let's take a quick look at the score graphs. Speaking world, let's take a quick look at the score graphs. We're not going to do a whole lot of flashing about. We are going to check where we're at. We are now middle of the pack with provinces because of the amount of damage that Olivine has done to us. We are still towards the top with forts. We are boosting back up after our collapse. But you might notice that Pewter City is just growing astronomically. That's very concerning. Our gem income is still kind of middle of the pack. Our research is now first. Our Dominion, middle of the pack. Army size, third. Ascension points, everyone's still pretty low. So, things looked really grim, and I don't know that we're out of the woods yet. But things looked really grim. They look significantly better now. So, fingers crossed, and hopefully this is the beginning of a successful rebuffing of Olivine City. So, fingers crossed. I'll see you all next time. Peace.